I spent my afternoon yesterday of doing the resin and the fiberglass mat. Now, if you know about the fiberglass mat, it's really only the beginning parts of doing the fiberglass work. The other mat that you lay on top of the fiberglass mat is stronger. It helps the strength of the mat you're using much better. I made sure this time that when I'm closing in the bottom of this, that I'm using extra strength in the fiberglass so that I get a strong bonded seal. And when you're using fiberglass, you don't need to use much supportive strength because it only depends on how much of the fiberglass you lay on. The supported strength, which covers a hole or patches a hole, or when you're doing an entire surface, you don't need much supported strength for the fiberglass, like cardboard or any type of thin sheets of wood. You don't need much strength to start laying the fiberglass, but you do need to lay a lot of fiberglass when you use such thin resources to start laying your fiberglass. These wood that I applied, as you can see, it's like half a quarter thick. It's like a quarter or half a quarter thick. And this area and over here on this area, they're doubled up and they are smoothed out in order to get me that rounded shape to work with, because all that's been rounded, all this has been rounded, and that because fiberglass does not like corners. Everyone tells you this. Fiberglass does not like sharp corners. It is incredibly difficult to get fiberglass to work with corners. And I did not want to use staples because it still does not keep the fiberglass mat from not wanting to move. So you'll see little parts here where it had to work with this curved corner. It didn't want to stay even against the curved corner. That's why you see this part here dark and this part here is light, because it managed to trap air under this curved form. And some part of it got here and created a bubble that was not there last night when I thought I was finishing up working with the mat. It did not show those bubbles anywhere, but somewhere throughout the night it ended up showing this bubble and that bubble somewhere along the line throughout the night. It ended up showing this ridged bubble. Kind of mad about that because I worked on the fiberglass for a good while, trying to make sure that I got no bubbles and no ridges, anything like that. But as you can see, sometimes this fiberglass moved at some point of time throughout the middle of the night. It moved a little, which when I put the other mat on top, I can't do. I have to wait till this completely dries. I have to sand those bubbled parts. I have to repair them. Then I have to put the other mat back on. I have to put more matted fiberglass in and more of the other mat on top of it, the finishing mat, the one that's really smooth. I have to apply that after. But I need to finish the defects in the fiberglass work before I can move further on, because I'm going to do this absolutely correct this time. I'm not going to rush it. I'm not going to rush the job on it. I'm going to make sure that I completely enclose the back. There's completely no room for air to get in and start seeping through. I'm going to make sure there's completely no defects in the fiberglass work. So this is why I'm taking my time on it. This is why I'm doing it slowly. And this is why I'm making sure that all the fiberglass I apply is going to apply for the strength. This is the old fiberglass work over here. The new, the old, the new, the newer. You can hear that sound? Thick. Not so thick. Really not thick. So I'm gonna make sure I reinforce all this again. I'm gonna reinforce the last one I did from here all the way back, so I can apply the super strength that's on the main part of the jet ski, and make that original strength from where I first repaired the jet ski boat, because there's just a huge cracked, busted up hole. I'm going to make sure I repair this part from here again all the way back. And if after you used it on the water a while and it feels like some of the old stuff is wanting to peel up, don't worry about that. Just, you'll shave that off and you'll only be left with the real deal, and then you can move on. So I'm not ready to deal with this part yet. I need to strengthen this part more, and then I'm gonna start layering it on there, thickening it up, layering it on there. So this half of the boat will be completely closed in. That big square space will be there no more, and underneath I won't need that other square space. I can cut it out, because this will then be covered, sealed, and permanent. And the other part where that square is that I passed up and closed in will not have to be there, and I can have this entire boat on the inside open, which is what I'm looking to do. I'll talk to you later, fiberglass watchers, jet ski boat rebuild watchers. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to hit your notification, because everyone knows it takes time for me to do a video with being as damaged as I am. I have to be real careful how I do it and what I do. That's why I got my son working with me for anything tough. Love you guys. Bye. Finished restructuring the back of the boat. As I said, the jet ski boat is 9.5 feet long. I have it upside down because I had been repairing the back of it. And as you can see, I took the black fins off that used to be there, and those holes are sealed, watertight, contained. Now that I have restructured the back of the jet ski boat, because remember, this used to be a big empty square. There used to be nothing in there. I sectioned it off. I finally was able to take the last location of where the pipe was that protruded out the back. Now that it's all nice and solid and strong, when I do flip it over, once I get done with the painting and the sanding of the back so it can be painted and look beautiful, I have a model that I have designed for what I want the jet ski boat to look like. And there it is. It's also upside down because the boat is upside down, but I'm showing you the back first of the pontoons I'm going to design. They are going to be exactly half the length of the jet ski itself. I'm going to have two structures on either side supporting the pontoons, and there's going to be a double layered on the back supporting the pontoons. it will give it a very different style of going through the water. It would also allow me to not only have a location for 2 people to be in the jet ski boat, but 4, increasing its design and floating capability to make it for a real adventure. Going down the waters. I had did this design in wondering what my viewers would think of the design. It is your opportunity that I am welcoming your comments on what you think of the design or the improvements you think I should make or not do. This jet ski boat model would require a stronger motor than a 2-stroke. I'm in an understanding that a 5 horsepower outboard motor is what I would need for this design. If you have any other ideas as to what you think I should do, give me a nice suggestion and I'll be sure to comment back to you. For this will be the last model, the last rebuild of the jet ski boat. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to me and give me the opportunity to comment on your comments. Don't forget your notifications so I can let you know when I do it.